We all have a lot to learn from our guests. And you have to remember, hindi sila nagsimula bilang negosyante. Alam nyo naman, di ba, I do a program called May Puhunan, and marami sa ating mga Pilipino takot magnegosyo. You're not alone. So we'll find out today, we'll go through each one, how they started in business. I'll start with Feli because Feli was actually in finance and she was working in London. And then when she found her true love, Kuya Kim, she had to live in the Philippines and she had to start a business. How did you get into education and why education?
When my son Jose turned 2 years old, I wanted to send him to an international school that taught Mandarin from day one. And I was surprised that there was no international school that taught Mandarin from the nursery level. So having spent 12 years in finance, I thought to myself, why don't I try and start one? So that's what happened. And when I told Kuya Kim that I was going to start a school, he thought, yeah, sure, Han, go ahead. And he thought it was going to be a little daycare, you know, you'll rent 100 square meters. And then he was so shocked when he saw like an actual school.
So one thing you did was you looked at a need. You saw that the international schools were not teaching Chinese.
So English is still the medium of instruction, and we teach Mandarin as a foreign language. Very much how in other schools they'll learn, let's say, Spanish or Filipino as a foreign language.
So in other words, naghanap siya what was not in the market. And then she wanted to address that need. That was the tip of Tessie Coson also earlier, if you remember, right? Okay, nakikinig ba kayo? Okay, Risa, on the other hand, faced another challenge. There's so many makeup brands in the market. So how did you make Happy Skin? In other words, what clientele did it address? What market?
So like Feli, there was also a need for makeup that actually cared for the skin. Kasi I was modeling for so many years, and you know, even if I was able to try so many amazing brands, when I would get home, nasisira skin ko, I would break out, get irritations, and it also stemmed from a pain point or a need. And I realized, wow, there's so many amazing brands, but the walang brand na bagay sa Filipina skin and sa weather, tropical weather natin. And I realized we can create a makeup brand that can actually be affordable, but give quality products with ingredients that care for the skin. Kasi diba when you see a woman, you'll think, ay, maganda skin niya, siguro hindi siya nagme-makeup. Yun ang problem. A lot of Filipinas are afraid to use makeup because they think it will ruin their skin. They think it's complicated. They have no time for it. And that's everything Happy Skin wants to address.
Or frankly, Filipinas use the wrong makeup color. They use it either too white, too oily, too dry. Alam mo yun, hindi gawa para sa balat nila eh. So anong puhunan mo when you started Happy Skin?
Well, I also have partners. Let's just say the money I put in came from my wedding money.
So wedding gift.
Yeah, no, the money we got from our wedding, yun ang pinasok ko para sa negosyo na to.
Lahat yan ng wedding gift sa'yo. Yun. Yeah.
So yeah, it was something na parang syempre that's hard-earned money. It meant our future of my husband, my family, my kids.
Okay, Josephine Costales, sila ng mag-asawa niya, masasabi nating magsasaka. Pero they're not typical farmers. You innovated and made something more of your farm. How did you make your farm different?
Well, basically, we wanted to grow old healthy. So, to make it different, we wanted to do it the natural way. So, we started as a small pocket of garden, 1,000 square meter lang. And then eventually, we learned that a lot of people are also wanted wellness. And then way back 5 years ago, we learned that a lot of people wanted to experience what we're doing in the farm. So we have opened the farm to public. We teach what organic farming is. We teach what farm tourism is. And this is what we're doing now. And not only me and my husband, but also my children, Redden and Angelica.
And right now, what Josephine sells is organic. So organic vegetables, organic chicken, anything organic. May pera ba sa organic?
Meron po. Malaki ang pera sa organic. Kasi all you have to do is to process all the things that you can find in your surroundings. Even your basura, your biodegradable waste can be converted into fertilizer. So you don't need to buy. All you have to do is to study the beneficial microorganism that can quickly absorb all those nutrients from the things that around us. Like for example, yung baboy natin, sanay silang kumakain ng feeds. But we have this, what we call the power plants. Like the Tricantera, the Rensuni, and everything. This contains a lot of protein, which we don't need to buy. We just have to plant it and produce it in our farm.
Okay. Now, Len Kabili actually started modernizing or making Filipiniana wear parang more acceptable day-to-day. You started going to the indigenous tribes, tulad sa Lake Cebu, for example. Marami sa mga kababayan natin dito, baka hindi pa nakapunta doon. And they don't know the kind of clothes that they are able to make. Why did you get into this business and how?
Well, I grew up in Mindanao, and then when I was in high school, I actually did a summer program with the Bayanihan Philippine National Dance Company, and it really opened up my knowledge of the different indigenous groups around the Philippines. But it was a painful, I went through a trial in my life. I was diagnosed with thyroid cancer. It's the same, we got the same one, right, Gaita? And I think when you're diagnosed with cancer, you start like questioning, you know? You ponder on like a legacy, or, you know, like death becomes like more real. So I started praying about like my purpose in life. And it was like a slow revelation. And it was actually a trip to New York. I met a textile designer. And I noticed that in his books, he would encircle all these different indigenous groups around Asia. And he would write a particular skill that they had. And so it was a eureka moment for me. I thought I wanted to do the same thing, but within the context of the Philippines. So I started traveling around the Philippines, working with artisans.
But you were never a designer at any point.
I actually took up clothing technology from the University of the Philippines. So it was something that I was into, but I didn't realize that it could manifest into something like working with indigenous groups.
Okay. Charisse, on the other hand, is known for shooting celebrities, celebrity weddings, celebrity events. Charisse, who is the latest celebrity you shot? What can you share with us? Like what wedding?
The latest prenup was Billy Crawford and Colleen.
Really?
Garcia.
Saan? Yung kanilang ano?
We had a shoot in Koh Samui in Thailand. Kasi medyo nauuso ngayon, di ba, destination prenups, destination weddings. Pero yung mga recent years pa, Chito and Neri was my groom and bride.
Yes.
Ding Dong Marian. And,
Wow, mga
yeah,
big time
everybody
pala na
else.
celebrities. Okay, but what makes your photography business different from the others? Why do the celebrities go to you?
Yun nga eh. I think the major factor is there are a lot of companies, I mean, in weddings, it's really male-dominated. And it's a big factor that the president of this company is a woman. So, syempre, iba yung puso ng babae. We take care of the clients in a different way. And I really value the relationship more than just the client-supplier relationship. And my kumare can attest to that.
Yeah.
So it becomes like a whole, parang a lifetime relationship with my clients.
Yeah.
From their wedding to their binyag, to the first maternity shoot and the first birthday. We've always been there in all those milestones.
Oh, but were you a housewife before you started the business?
Actually, before this, we had Konica, Photo Express shops. Nung time, para sa mga millennials, they probably won't remember this, but
Okay.
before digital age, there was a film that you
Yeah.
have to develop.
Kodakan.
Yes.
Kodakan.
So we had 10 stores of that. And then around 2005, I felt that it was going digital. So we had to innovate and we had to get into something that would last more than the films.
Yeah.
So we went into servicing.
So you see, Isipin mo, Kodak, the company is now closed, pero si Charisse was able to innovate and now her company is flourishing. Neri Miranda is a celebrity entrepreneur and she makes gourmet tuyo and you have a bake shop at meron ka ring ukayan. May mga magtatanong, asawa ka na ni parokya ni Edgar, yung lead singer. Bakit ka pa magtatrabaho?
Actually po yun sa akin yung business ko, sobrang aksidente lang. Nung nabuntis ako with Miggy, sabi ko sa asawa ko, since kasi nakunan ako, so alam naman ng followers ko yun, so sabi ko, magpo-focus ako sa anak ko. Tapos sabi ko, nung pinanganak na si Miggy, sabi ko, pwede bang wag na lang ako magtrabaho because gusto ko talaga maging housewife. So sabi niya, okay lang. Sabi niya, kaya naman niya. So okay. Tapos, since mahilig talaga ako magluto, tapos yung gourmet tuyo, yung ukay and bake shop, sobrang aksidente. Yung first, yung gourmet tuyo, yung mahilig ako sa tuyo. Bumibili ako ng tuyo sa Bataan. Sobrang sarap ng tuyo sa Bataan. Tapos, yung mother-in-law ko, pumunta ako sa bahay nila, may mga tuyo, may mga gourmet tuyo. Lahat ng brands nandoon. Tapos sabi ko, ano to? Tapos sabi niya, favorite kasi ng brother-in-law mo. Sabi ko, sige, gawa ako. Gumawa ako, tapos walang kumain sa bahay. Kasi walang kumain, 2 weeks siya sa ref. And then yung friends namin ni Chito, nag-overnight sa bahay. Kinabukasan, tinatanong nila yung gourmet tuyo. Parang sinasabi na, Neri, gawa ka nito. Sabi ko, ano yun? Nakalimutan na namin na may gourmet tuyo. So parang, oh my God, ano nga pala yung recipe nun? So, ni-research ko ulit, ginawa ko. And then, order na sila sa akin. And then, si Ronald Singson, ang first na umorder sa akin ng 500 bottles for Christmas. So parang,
Politiko
okay.
kasi. Okay.
Sa mga
Oo.
empleyado daw niya, parang gano'n. So,
Oo.
okay, sige. Parang kasi, ninong kasi namin siya sa kasal.
Okay.
So parang, okay, yun na nga po. Tapos, nung nagbuntis ako, ayoko ng amoy ng tuyo. Kahit anong
Okay.
seafood. So yun yung
So
start.
in a way, what you're saying is, kahit na parang isipin ng ilang tuyo lang yon, kumita ka talaga sa tuyo.
Oo, kasi nakikita naman nila sa Instagram ko, nakakapag-invest ako kumpara sa pag-aartista ko.
Okay.
Because sa pag-aartista kasi, malaki talaga yung kita if may everyday ka nagtitaping, pero syempre hindi naman ako sikat na artista, wala akong regular job. So
Okay.
ito.
Now, Gaita Forest, on the other hand, kung si Neri accidentally, she went into the tuyo business, si Gaita is different. Okay, but no formal training. You didn't technically train to be a chef. So if we're gonna talk about innovation and disruption, with Gaita, it was natural, right? You just changed the restaurant landscape with the food that you had introduced. Okay, what is the key? Kasi you've been asked many times how you started. Let's move forward. What's the key?
Well, sa tingin ko, working with food kasi, kailangan talaga na maging talagang definite ka doon sa produkto na gusto mo.
Oo.
And ang hilig ko talaga was to cook Italian food dahil pumunta ako sa Italy, I learned there. Pero nung umuwi ako, syempre napansin ko or na-realize ko na yung spaghetti natin, matamis ang sauce, hindi ba? Ang spaghetti malambot, sa Italy ibang-iba. So, ang gusto ko talagang gawin is dalhin yung authentic na Italian food sa Manila. So kahit na in the beginning maraming nag-complain, bakit matamis ito, bakit parang hilaw yung pasta mo, talagang pinilit ko na lang na i-explain sa kanila na talagang ito yung authentic. So, sa awa naman ng Diyos, 20 years na ang Chibo. So, feeling ko na tama naman yung ginawa ko, na naging purist ako, na talagang sinabi ko na ganito talaga sa Italy. And eventually, nagustuhan ng lahat ng Pilipino ngayon ang authentic na Italian food.
But what is the key to your success other than first, you remained true to what you really wanted? Your restaurants have flourished. Maraming restaurant ang nagsasara.
Well, actually, totoo yan. Especially ngayon, marami talagang gustong pumasok sa restaurant business. But I think na what will make you successful is really to be consistent with the product.
Okay.
Try not to be tempted na mag-shortcut or to just want to make so much money sa bottom line. Actually, nung nag-umpisa kami sa Chibo na gumamit ng organic food, for example,
Yeah.
si Mrs. Costales is one of our biggest suppliers. Talagang gusto ko lang talagang ipakita na pwede tayong gumawa ng pagkain na malinis, na healthy, na pwede mong gawin in many branches, no? So pinilit ko talaga, inaway ko yung mga kapatid ko na partners ko sa restaurant. Sabi nila, paano yan? Yung bottom line natin, bumababa dahil mahal yung organic products. Pero pinilit ko, and I think the reputation of Chibo became that people knew that our food was healthy, and eventually, dahil marami na rin ang na-convince na gumamit ng organic products, kahit si Mrs. Costales, dahil marami ng customers ngayon, syempre pwede nang bumaba ang presyo niya. So, it really takes being sort of steadfast and be very sure that this is what you want to bring to the market. And eventually, the market will see the integrity of what you want to do. And they will come around and realize the value of it.
Yeah.
Like Len said nga, pareho kaming nagkasakit. Kaya all the more, ang feeling ko talaga na talagang we really need to spread the word na dapat mas malinis ang kinakain natin.
Oo.
And now it's a trend, di ba? Everybody's into wellness, everybody wants to eat healthy. So kung hindi kami nag-umpisa noon, ngayon, hanggang ngayon, hindi pa rin healthy ang mga ingredients. Now, everybody's already doing farm-to-table restaurants,
Yes.
using organic products. And I think that it takes a lot of people just to decide na we want to do this, and eventually, everybody will come around.
So kung may mapapansin kayo, no, what's common with many of them from Felicia down to Gaeta is a lot of them wanted to be first. Napansin nyo? Tinignan nila anong pwede nilang gawin na iba. Hindi sila kumopya. Diba? Our next panelist is a foreigner. She is the CEO of Earth Group of Companies, and she is from Myanmar. Okay? She's a franchisee of Pen Shop and URC, which are Filipino brands. Why did you choose to franchise Filipino brands?
Yeah, this is the new line of the group of companies. And then because since Philippines is one of our ASEAN group, so we would like to promote their ASEAN products to be in the market. That I've been dealing for the other products from the other countries too. That this is the first product to Myanmar, beside of the other brands in a market. Yeah.
What is the secret to your success? You won the ASEAN Woman Entrep Award, and she is in a man's world. Alam niyo ba yon? Ang kanyang kumpanya sa Myanmar handles manufacturing electronic devices and renewable energy. So it's not easy to be in that kind of business.
No, I'm the first one who in these businesses. Especially we are shortage of the electricity in Myanmar. To solve the problem of my Myanmar people facing the problem, then I trying to do from the free gift from the God. This is the sun. It's a sunlight. So then I doing the renewable energy for the rural development projects, and we're doing not only for generating, we're trying to sell for the distributing for the electricity too. Yeah.
Okay. Carol Orosa is a Filipina who lives in Vancouver. At ang negosyo po niya doon, she has a home care company and she provides caregivers to the market you have right now is how many?
So 2.5 million.
2.5 million Canadians. Well, specifically those living in Vancouver. She has 200 employees today and has been operating for 8 years. What's interesting, Carol, you have never had any background in health. And yet, eto ka, nagsimula ka ng negosyo sa health. How did you do it? What,
Yeah.
is your husband rich? Kidding.
No comment. No, so what happened there was we had just moved to Vancouver from San Francisco, And my background was marketing and advertising, and I was 15 years in the corporate sector. But when we moved to Vancouver, Vancouver is very much a small business town, and they really encourage small businesses because a lot of companies are headquartered in Toronto and Montreal. No one's headquartered in Vancouver. So for me, it was about looking for something different to do, looking for a business to get into. And then senior care is such a huge need because of the huge aging population that's only growing with each year. But most importantly, it was really personal motivation. It was a really personal experience for me because my father had recently passed away. He was a senior and he had cancer. So I had personally witnessed sort of the suffering he went through, the toll it took on our family, the difficulty in finding the right support at home. So that whole journey I had personally witnessed. So that really fueled the passion. And when we found this franchise that we could buy that was in home care and senior care, it seemed like the perfect fit. And there's been no turning back since then.
Do you use Filipinos coming from the Philippines or Filipino caregivers who live and are already residents in Canada?
So we hire the ones who are already permanent residents and citizens just because it's easier. But 80% of my workforce are Filipinos. And I think it's such a the industry lends itself really well to Filipinos because it's a great way to showcase the Filipino spirit. I mean, Filipinos are just innately gentle and nurturing and caring, and they respect elders and they treat them like members of their family. So Filipinos are my #1 requested caregivers, and as a Filipino, I'm really proud to hear that because they take that extra step to really making a difference in their clients' lives.
All right. Alam mo, most of the people in the audience are students, they're college students, and a lot of them are teachers also as well. One thing in common with our panelists is they first saw something that the market lacked, and then they started the business. They may be asking, how would they know if yung kutob nila, ang tawag doon, is the right one? Was there an epiphany of some sort? What is a personal sign that could be helpful to them, that could say, do this, start it? Any of you can answer, all of you can. Go ahead, Len, would you want just quickly so everyone has a chance?
Yeah, I think being an entrepreneur, there's a lot of personal history. So I would really encourage you to look into your where you live, what your childhood was like, and try to get from that. Take something out of that, because when you create a product or a service coming from a very personal place, there's a narrative to it. So it's easy, you become passionate about it. And there's a purpose why you're doing it. And I think that's very important when you're getting into something, that there's purpose, and it will help sustain you through the hard parts of the business.
I agree that, as an entrepreneur, the story it stems from is always personal. But aside from looking at your personal needs, you also have to ask, are your needs the same as what other women have? It has to be valuable, not just to you, but also to everyone around you. And second, I guess you also have to look if what you're offering is rare and hard to copy. Kasi kung madaling kopyahin, that won't make your business sustainable.
I think what's also important, I want to add with what Risa said, is to really crystallize your unique selling proposition. So,
Pakiulit yon. Unique selling proposition.
So you really have to get that down pat. So in my case, I knew that Mandarin was the most widely spoken language in the world and probably could be the next lingua franca. So then I asked myself, why is there no Chinese international school? So that's what started it. And today we have 41, our student population, we thought we would be mostly Chinese in the school or local Chinese, but we were really surprised. We're represented by 41 nationalities.
But then, did you have an epiphany? I mean, that, I should do this? Didn't you have fears? What if it fails?
Oh, we have fears every day.
Yeah.
That you're gonna fail. Definitely. But in terms of epiphany, I wanted to do it. I wanted to do it for my son.
Okay, so you have to want it, no? That's very personal. What about you?
Yeah. Actually, I think what's very
Sa'yo was a
important.
natural progression.
It was,
Uh-uh.
but it was so important that we started very young. I was 22 when we started the Konica business and evolved into this. Because I feel like when you're younger, there's nothing much to lose, diba? You have such big dreams and you just really have to follow that. And if you stumble upon somewhere along the way, just pick up yourself and learn from it. And diba, you can easily get back on your feet.
So, mga college students, did you hear that? That's true, ah. You can afford to fail when you're young. Kasi there's so much time to improve. Actually, you shouldn't be scared.
Compared to when you have kids and
Oo.
you have a whole household to think of, I think it's really much easier for young people to really start early.
Oo, go lang ng go.
Go lang
Kumbaga,
ng go.
Go lang ng go.
Sa akin naman, well, yung first sa akin passion, pero nag-start naman ako, nag-franchise ako, nalugi. Sobrang laki ng lugi.
Yeah,
So,
franchising is tricky. Yeah.
mga dalawa ang na-franchise,
Yes.
sobrang lugi.
Yeah.
Pero siguro, ma-advise ko sa inyo, start kayo ng, alam niyo yung extra money niyo na pag nawala, okay lang. Hindi masyadong masakit sa puso at bulsa, di ba? Yung mga
Oo.
extra
Magkano
money.
ba puhunan mo sa tuyo mo?
3,000 pesos.
Oh my God! Did you hear that? 3,000 pesos puhunan. Oh, how much do you sell?
Secret?
You have to share, more or less. Give me a figure.
Our resellers ko siguro more than 100.
1,000.
No, resellers mga tao, 100 na tao. So,
You have 100 resellers.
resellers. Pero syempre, ayoko naman.
What's the profit margin per tuyo bottle? Wait, that's a regular question. I'm just curious. Kasi they can copy that. I mean, they can't build a school.
Hello,
but
DIR
can,
joke.
I mean, not yet, but they can,
No, kasi siguro,
Just share a figure. So, ang puhunan sa tuyo bottle ay...
nung nag-start ako, 3,000, that was a year ago. Tapos syempre, mga bazaar pa lang yan. So, safe ko sabihin na babalik sa'yo 20,000-25,000. For bazaar.
So, puhunan na 3,000, including the bottles and tuyo,
And olive oil, pure
and
olive
olive oil, 3,000 pesos, and your sales are 25,000.
Yes. Kasi
Okay.
ako pa lang yung naghihimay, ako pa nagluluto, wala pa akong staff or employee. Ako lang lahat noon, time na yun.
So it's almost like 800%. Okay, that's good, huh? You should do that, oh. Home-based, oh, di ba? Gaita, any of you, in terms of how do you know when to go for it? And then I'll open the floor to questions from the audience, so you can ask.
Well, actually, since maraming college students in the
Most of them
audience,
are college.
many of us choose a course. And ako, nag-CPA ako, and never ko inisip to take culinary arts. I didn't know that I wanted to go into food. But when my family was living in New York, I was working in fashion, in an Italian fashion house, and parang nahiligan ko lang everything Italian. Tapos, at night, magluluto ako ng pasta. And then, sabi ko sa sarili ko, parang I'm not as happy with fashion as I am when I'm cooking for my friends at night. So, in the end, I think what makes somebody successful when they choose something to be entrepreneurial about, it has to be something that you love to do. I've been 30 years in the business working with food. I started in 1986, and up to now, it still feels new for me. So I guess it's really because I chose the right thing that made me happy to begin with, and I think it stems from there after that.
So parang wag niyo isipin, malaki ba kita dito? But start first with something that makes you happy, something you love, right? Makain?
I would like to say it's for you need to prepare mentally and to achieve the victory. Because the proper mindset is a key component of the achieving that invisibility. So this is very important for us. That's what I think for it. So I think it's a win first, then a fight, you know. So.
Yeah, so for me, it was hugely personal. I mean, it was the move to Vancouver. It was the experience that happened to my husband that really was that huge catalyst. And I think once
But you franchised, huh?
I
Home
did
Care
franchise.
Company is a brand in the US.
It is.
So did you do the math and say, wow, you must have, spent at least
Yes.
something for the franchise.
Yeah.
Did you first do the math and say it's worth it, or did you just know?
It was a leap of faith. I mean, it was a significant investment to purchase this franchise, and it was a leap of faith. Just knowing that this is what I'm called to do because if I went through personally, it also helps to have a really supportive spouse, to help you through that and really believe in you. And then you just have to decide, once you make that decision, which is one of the hardest, scariest decisions you'll make in your life, you just have to commit to it, body and soul. Don't have a backup plan. Don't think about what if it doesn't work out. Failure shouldn't be an option because with each failure is a lesson learned. And I can honestly say in my 8 years of doing business, I have never been as stretched as I have been, and it's taught me resilience, creativity, it's honed my managerial and leadership skills in ways I could have never imagined. So the first 2 years were so difficult, and there are many times where you want to give up, but it's important to believe in yourself and to have that support system that helps you see that light at the end of the tunnel, because at the end of the day, it will be worth it, and it is going to be rewarding. So.
All right, before I wrap up, anybody from the audience, may tanong ba kayo? Okay, madam, sige. The gorgeous woman in pink. Yes, I know. yeah. Okay.
Hello. Well, first I want to congratulate all of you. You're all very articulate. And on top of that, you're all gorgeous. So,
Pati ang outfit mo,
Viva
gorgeous.
women. Anyway, I'm an author. I've written 37 books in 17 years. But I'm curious, because a writer is always curious. Did you have a mentor when you were growing up?
Very good question. Okay, anybody can answer. Just answer it quickly. Did you have a mentor growing up or to start the business?
Both, because I think it is very significant, because all of you are very strong women, that you had role models when you were growing up.
Yes,
You couldn't have just
100%.
been Eureka and I'm this, you know. You had to have some sort of an idol, an
Yes.
icon, sort of, I'd like to be like that.
Yeah, a good one. All right, go ahead. Did you want to start, Charisse?
For me, I think everything I know now, I've learned from my mom.
Yan.
Growing up, she was an entrepreneur like me, and talagang she's hardworking. Gabi yung trabaho niya.
Oo.
She was working at the fish port in Navotas.
Talaga?
Yeah.
Tapos nagbebenta ng isda? Palengke?
Yeah, she was a fish broker.
Okay.
And so growing up, I knew that I would end up like her. Not necessarily in that business line, but I would get into business. She put that in my head and my heart, and up to this day, every time there's a rough time in the business dealings, I would still call her. I would still ask for her advice. So,
Okay. Anybody? Yeah.
For us, wala kaming mentor. But,
Wala kang mentor?
Wala kaming mentor.
Oh.
But I would say na yung partnership namin ni Ronald, talagang we started from zero kasi. So, nung nag-aaral pa lang kami nung college, ang ginagawa namin, we really maximize what we have. At yung ginagawa namin ngayon, we really share to everyone. Tapos tuloy-tuloy yung pag-aaral. And yung naranasan namin na hirap, isinishare namin sa kanila na, do this, don't do this. And then, ang mantra namin is aim small, miss small.
Yeah.
So pag nagsimula ka sa maliit, you master the skill, you master the art, and then pag na-master mo, then unti-unti you grow big. And then, isa rin sa aming mantra is yung huwag kang madamot. Whatever you know, i-share mo para marami rin yumaman katulad mo.
Remember ang takeaway it's important you master a skill. Uy, pinapalakpakan ka. Share. Anybody else? Go, Risa, all of you.
Yeah, I wanted to share. I
Mentor.
never had a formal mentor, but I think it's important that a woman is in the right kind of environment when you want to pursue something. I was very lucky because growing up, I was in an environment where my mom was very supportive in my dreams.
And very empowered.
So yes, to be in an empowering environment, I think that's very important for women today. Like when I was young, I wanted to create friendship bracelets and sell them. Or I would try to put up my own little sari-sari store in our neighborhood and sell ice candy, chocolate. So I already had an entrepreneurial streak, and my mom would always tell me to go for it, never close doors.
Yeah.
And I also loved reading and writing, so I would make my own little short stories and sell them to friends or relatives.
Yeah.
So I think being in the right kind of environment is always important, especially in the early part of your life, because those are really what really hones you and prepares you for the future.
Okay. Mentors, anyone?
I think that if you're going to start a business, it's important to have one or two mentors. I had two very close mentors who helped me tremendously. But I also want to add, Teresa, that having a support network is very critical. You want people to lift you up, to support you. And you always want to remind yourself, especially for the women out there, always tell yourself, I'm sensational, I'm remarkable, I'm incredible, I'm beautiful, I can do this.
Yeah.
Because really, at the end of the day, the only person, no one can put you down without your permission.
Oh, did you hear that? O, so isigaw nyo, ang ganda ko!
Ganda ko.
Ang galing ko! Ang sexy ko! Huwag naman kayo magsinungaling. Sobra na yon. Biro lang. All right, mentors. As we wrap up, okay, go ahead. Use your mic.
Ako dalawa, yung mom ko and yung husband ko.
Okay.
Yung mom ko yung yung bata ko na naranasan ko magtinda ng barbecue sa labas ng gate namin, nag-alaga ng baboy, tapos kukuha talaga ako ng kanyang baboy sa mga kapitbahay.
Tama yan. Walang hiya-hiya.
Walang hiya. Tapos
Dapat
naglalako
walang ganon.
talaga. Naglalako, nung college ako, naglalako ako ng mga ulutong ulam sa mga office para may extra baon ako. Kasi yung college ako, 30 pesos lang yung baon ko. So, ang hirap pag sa Baguio, kailangan ko lakarin. Kasi kung hindi, kulang yung pamasahe ko. And yung, kunwari, mga photocopy, ganyan sa mga projects.
Yeah.
And saka naranasan ko rin magtinda sa Mines View, yung
Yeah.
mga tuhog-tuhog doon. And yung ngayon, yung husband ko, whenever may gusto akong, baby, okay lang ba to kung papasukin ko to, sasabihin niya, pag-isipan mo muna, tignan mo muna yan, at magkakano ilalabas mong pera. Ganun yung saka tama sila na mas maganda talagang magiging mas successful ka kapag may sumusuporta sa'yo.
Okay, may 2 questions from the audience ba? Okay, go ahead, ma'am. Quickly, yeah.
Hi, I'm Christina. I'm
Hi.
a college student.
You
And
are?
I'm a college student.
College
first year.
student.
And-
Wag ka bumulong.
Sorry. And my question is, to anyone who wants to answer, as entrepreneurs, I find it very empowering that the women are on stage and that you can succeed even in a so-called man's world. My question is, what is your measure of success?
Okay, what is your measure of success? I'll have Carol first and McCain take that. So since they weren't able to answer, let's move it to that. What's your measure of success?
First of all, I want to acknowledge what she said, that it's empowering for her to see women on stage. But for me, I think it's empowering to see all the women here that are interested in entrepreneurship, that are really aspiring to one day own their own business. So I think this is a huge movement, and I think that's really exciting. So, I'm sorry, the question was...
What is your measure of
My-
success?
So-
Let's make that the last question. That's a good question.
Yeah. So my measure of success has always been how I impact my clients' lives. So as you know, I'm in the home care business. And so for me, it was never about how many clients I serviced or what my revenue was. It was how profound of an impact did I make on my client's life? You know, am I able to make them live longer, happier, more purposeful lives?
Nice.
You know, that for me is a metric of success. Am I able to empower my caregivers and help them be inspired in the job that they do? That's another measure of success. And in my office staff, in the culture that I've fostered for my office, are my people happy to come to work every day? Do they feel heard? Do they feel empowered? Do they feel that they are rallying around a central vision and that are making them excited to do the work that they do? So for me, those were my 3 metrics of success.
Yeah. What about you? That's beautiful, huh? That's a great answer. Thank you. Makain, measure of success. What's yours?
So,
I'll use Sir Mike. You're such an empowered woman in Myanmar. Is it all about the numbers?
so I just mentioned about the win first, then a fight. Because no matter what business strategies, you know it, and if you don't have a winner's attitude or a winner's soul, all the strategies will be the wash. Okay, so that is why the people say that's where I come from, because a lot of generals there. So they are the paper generals and the battlefield generals. A proper generals, and that we used to say hasn't a clue what to do it. And in the real world, who faced with the problems he or she hadn't planned for. So that means you have to plan, and you have to make yourself win first. That's why I said then fight.
So what you're saying is we have to plan. We have to plan. Okay. Another question from the audience. Dumadami kayo, ha? Okay.
Question ko lang doon sa married na or sa mga may boyfriend. Tis ko lang yung mga millennials. Nung i-start ba kayo, yung boyfriend nyo or yung husband nyo hindi agree, are you still going to pursue your dreams on gawin yan or susundin nyo yung husband nyo?
Again?
Halimbawa, you have a dream or yung eureka moment mo, gusto mong gawin, then yung husband mo or boyfriend mo hindi nag-agree. So you will going to push through yung dream mo or susundin mo yung husband mo?
Iwan yung boyfriend na yan. Hindi, biro lang. Alright. Ang tanong niya, kunyari may negosyo kayong gusto, ayaw ng boyfriend nyo o asawa nyo, will you still pursue it? So, iwan ang boyfriend. Biro lang. Ikaw, Feli, quickly, will you still pursue?
Definitely leave your boyfriend.
There. Risa,
Leave the boyfriend.
leave the boyfriend. In the end, will you pursue?
I will pursue.
Kahit ayaw ng mister?
Kahit ayaw ni Mister. Kasi pag nakita niyang may pumapasok ng pera, susupport na yan.
Tama yun. Tinan mo? Dapat ang mga babae, you have to stand up for yourself. Well, we can't ask that si Gaita. She really pursued on her own. Ikaw, you're married, Charisse, no? Would you pursue, let's say, ayaw?
Yes, but I've never had that problem kasi my boyfriend that time and then naging husband ko has always been very supportive.
Okay. Pero siguro kay Neri, halimbawa, sabihin ni Chito, kasal na kayo, ayoko nagbibenta ka ng tuyo. Anong gagawin mo?
Eh, nakita naman niya po yung sales.
Halimbawa lang.
Well, actually, yung sa bake shop, yung first.
let's
Sabi
say.
ko, baby, gusto ko ng bake shop kasi mahilig ako mag-bake. Sabi niya,
Did you insist?
ayaw. Ayaw niya kasi syempre mahirap yan. Tapos maraming bake shop doon sa lugar niyo.
Oo.
Pinatunayan ko. Nakita ko sa kanya yung sales. Tapos, so may second branch ako. Niregaluhan niya ako ngayon ng oven.
Yan.
Buong siya nagregalo sa akin. So, yun. Ngayon, parang pinagpaplano siya ng third branch.
So pag boyfriend, leave the boyfriend. Pag husband, prove him wrong. Di ba? Meron pa ba? Nawiwili kayo. Alright, go.
Thank you, Ms.
One na daw. Paano si Sir? Okay. Last.
So first, thank you very much for sharing your story. You're all very inspirational. And you can say that each of you are disruptors in your own field because you took on the chance to innovate on your products and your industry and your market. And I think it's an opportune moment because we have a lot of students here. So what I would like to ask from you is to give a few empowering words to our students to encourage the thinking of innovation for our country.
Okay. So empowering words for students. And sir, what's your question? Also, baka we can put them together. Empowering words for students.
Thank you very much, ma'am.
Yes, sir.
This is addressed to Madam Costales.
The farm.
Yeah.
Okay.
Maraming salamat, Madam. Dahil doon sa organic farm mo, nakita namin na maganda. So from the time that the Organic Agriculture Act of 10068, otherwise known as the Organic Act of the Philippines, nagkuha na kami doon sa mga organic farm namin. Kaya, lahat halos yung, I went to your place together with the Kahariam, and during the Yolanda, we were there. I attended the 3rd International Symposium on Vermi Technology.
Sir, what's the question?
Ang question ko ngayon, tulungan natin, hindi ba pwede na sa mga taong andito, lahat yung mga participants dito, we should go on organic so that we could save our earth. Dahil sa ngayon, yung mga compost, yung mga biodegradable, pwedeng gawing compost natin, maging murang fertilizer.
Okay.
So, at present, in Region 2, I'm from Region 2,
Okay.
in the province of Nueva Vizcaya. Nag-o-organic na po kami. At
So you want
kailangan-
organic to spread?
Yes, ma'am.
Okay. Alright. Tanong ba yon, sir, sa kanya? Or it's a commentary?
Complimentary para sa kanya.
Okay. So let react. Can you react to sir? He wants to spread organic. How can it be done?
Tatay, maraming salamat po. Ginagawa po ng ating Department of Agriculture ang lahat po ng kanilang magagawa upang maipaliganap ang kagandahan ng organic farming. At nakikita ko naman po na sa buong Pilipinas ay kilalang-kilala na po to dahil tayo po ay into wellness, katulad ni Chef Gaita, na mga nagkasakit at gumaling through organic farming. So siyempre po, yun ay choice pa rin ng mga tao if they want to do organic farming.
All right, empowering words for students to recap some of the takeaways. Number 1, you have to look for what isn't in the market. Ano bang hindi ginagawa ng classmate nyo? Kapitbahay nyo? Ano bang gusto ng ilang tao na wala pa? So you have to do that. That's number 1. Number 2, you have to master the skill. Huwag naman yung gusto nyo magbukas ng makeup business, tapos huhulaan nyo how to do it. So may mastery level rin ito. Mag-practice. Ika nga, matuto ka magluto ng tuyo, matuto magluto ng pasta. Hindi lang papasukin ang kung ano-ano. The empowering words for students, if you can make it quick. Okay, go. Gaita, we'll start with Gaita.
I think ang pinakamahalagang advice na mabibigay ko is huwag tayong matakot mag-fail.
Yan.
I think that
yan.
even from my own personal experience, my failures are the more important lessons for me, and those are the things that actually allow me to continue. So, especially when you're doing something entrepreneurial, you'll start out and you will not succeed probably the first time around, pero kailangan tuloy lang ng tuloy and learn from your failures because those are the most important lessons as you go forward.
All right, don't be afraid to fail. Just don't do it all the time. Minsan naman mag-succeed rin. Okay, next, go.
For me, as the saying goes, do what you love most and you'll never have to work a single day in your life.
That's true.
So it's really, really important to do what you really love.
Okay, so students, find out what you love and enjoy. Anyone else? Empowering or Felice, turn.
When you dream, make sure you dream big.
Yon. Kumbaga, mura lang naman mangarap, lakihan nyo na. Huwag nyo lang naman gusto maging Ann Curtis, no? Nag-iisa lang yon. Ibang pangarap. Di ba? Oh.
I think everyone has shared something about dreaming big, going for your dreams. But when you reach that success, you also have to think about purpose. Learn how to give back. Kayo ang next generation na magtutuloy ng lahat for our country. For the Filipinas, for the Filipinos, learn to pay it forward and give back so that whatever business you get into, it has purpose.
I think that's important to do something with purpose. And all of them, that was a major factor in deciding what business to get into. Okay, go ahead. Quickly.
3 words. Learn, master your art, and share.
And share. Okay.
share.
Learn, master your art, and share.
I have 3 points also. Take good care of the people that you work with.
Okay.
Number 2, work hard. And number 3, don't be afraid to start small.
Yan. Maganda yung don't be afraid to start small. Tayo mga Pilipino, marami nahihiya. Ayaw nyo magbenta sa tabi ng kalye. You don't want to start kung sasabihan ng kapitbahay ganito. Take that out of your mind. Diba? Start small. That's the only way to do it. Empowering words to students.
Yes, yun nga, huwag kayong matakot mag-start ng mga small, kung kukuha kayo ng hanging baboy or tutuhog kayo ng isaw, okay lang yan kasi doon kayo matututo. And huwag niyong kakalimutan yung mga taong tumutulong sa inyo, yung staff or empleyado niyo, alagaan niyo, bigay niyo yung proper benefits nila. Kasi pag inalagaan niyo sila, aalagaan yung business niyo.
Alright, McCain and Carol.
Okay, all right. Once again, I would like to say it's a win first, then fight. Okay.
Again?
So, win first. You have to win your soul first. You have to make
Win your...
first your soul. Yeah, you have to make
Win
the
your soul first. Okay.
Then fight.
And then
Fight.
Okay. All right. What do you mean by win your soul first?
You have to make sure. You have to have that clear mind for that. Oh, sorry. Just now I was saying that everyone have to have your own confidence on that. You could make it. You have to
Okay.
make it.
Dapat bumilib ka sa sarili mo. Diba? Magkaroon ka ng kumpiyansa sa sarili mo na kaya mo. Mahirap naman magsimula tapos feeling mo kaagad, hindi ko to kaya. Medyo, ikaw na mag-pep talk sa sarili mo. Kaya ko to, kaya ko to. Oh, Carol, last words.
I mean, I think even as students as early as now, I mean, be curious. You know, expose yourself to as much as you can of the world around. Read, talk to mentors, look for role models, arm yourself with knowledge, and then work hard. Just commit yourself 100% to everything that you do so that you have that drive to arm you for one day opening up your own business.
All right, thank you very much. Please give a hand to all our panelists this morning. Thank you. Thank you, Feli, Risa, Josie Len, Charisse, Neri, Gaita, McKine, and Carol. And let me call the mentor. Diba? Ang mentor ng bayan, Joey Concepcion. Of course, and Alice is joining us on stage. Alice. Where's Joey?
Let's go, Pinoy. Kayo'y may success. Kung ang ideya nyo'y truly the best. Kung hanap ninyo ay isang kasosyo. Let's go, let's go, let's